listening?
You look terrible. All white and tired and old. How's the job going?
Yay! That was one of my favorite
You
clips.
don't know how true that is about me today.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. To you. Hey, Hillbilly TCG Dude are here. If you're looking for some cheap Magic singles, you can find TCG Dude's link to his TCG Player store to get some sweet, sweet Magic the Gathering cards. Go check it out. Oh, shit.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, look at that.
Actually, truth be told, I just spent part of this morning pulling down all of my listings to reprice them at the appropriate market price later today. So make sure to check back for possibly cheaper cards. I had some of my stuff way overpriced.
So sometimes sometimes the market just moves so dramatically that happens. You know?
Yeah.
But we're having a good day. Wearing my Jurassic Park shirt today to go with my Jurassic Park mug, even though we're not talking about Jurassic Park.
Well, we both was thinking about red today.
Yeah. Hell yeah. How are you doing today, Hillbilly?
Doing pretty good. Had a pretty good stream.
Yeah, that was a pretty good stream. I was listening to it while I was setting things up.
Didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm trying to get a high off of some coffee.
You didn't get much sleep last night, but last night we were trading and talking, just hanging out. And he's like, 10 o'clock rolls by, and he's like, oh, I need to eat and go to bed. And he doesn't go to bed.
Nope.
TCG Dude, how are you doing?
Yo, dudes. I'm doing all right. I will say yesterday was the RCQ. Standard was the format. And man, you know, I was about 80% ready, but I just told myself, you know, my deck's a little half-assed right now, and my timing was a little poor. It's icy roads in my neck of the woods, man, and I was pushing the clock, so I didn't want to get in a car wreck on the way there, and you have to submit deck lists for those kind of events. Yeah, so there's a little prep time, and I didn't want to disrespect anybody else in their time there, so yeah, no RCQ for me yesterday, but there is going to be a draft at the same shop today. So
be a draft.
I didn't get my mail yesterday due to the temperatures.
Oh yeah, yesterday here the temperatures got dangerously low. Last night it got down to negative 20 again.
It was negative 20 here too.
Gosh darn,
right? But now we're warming up. It's a full 12 degrees outside with the real fill real fill is 6.
22 here.
But it will get up to 20s today, hopefully. It's supposed to warm up today. Whoa. Nose itch.
Thursday, it's supposed to get up in the 60s here.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, I was thinking, I was looking through my dice bag earlier and looking at the dice, and I have the sweet amber dice. Then it occurred to me that, you know, you can go to the sweet website called cardistopia.com to find sweet Magic the Gathering dice bags like this sweet dice bag right here for $45 plus $5 ship. Or you can get this sweet vinyl lined dice bag that is $60 at the moment. Normal cost is $75, but it's on sale till Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Valentine's sweet Magic the Gathering dice bag like that one. Or that one. They're awesome. You can get some sweet lapel pins like these going on. Boom. One of my favorite ones right here. And you can find all these at cardistopia.com. That's right. So, hey, James Willis. Good morning. Good morning. So, as we're buffering the beginning of this untapped step of a show, I don't know what to call it. I have not properly named the steps of the show at all. I just kind of wing it and enjoy it. Try to get a feel to when move to a topic or move to a segment. I just like to relax and chill and make sure everybody's all comfy, cozy, has their nice cup of coffee or their libation of choice. Coffee. All right. So, filling for the fills, we have an interesting topic today. The title of the show is Unlocking the Idea of Magic the Gathering Cards Can Be Cheap. But the monologue kind of makes a twist because I think it hits home on something that's being ignored, kind of. And TCG Dude's here, so I think he will have more of a broad spectrum of how he thinks of it, and will probably bring up a good point, either supporting it or going against it, which is the point of the conversation. But first, Hillbilly, what time of day is it?
What?
Totally wrong intro.
I was like, huh?
Oh man, well I got confused. But the card of the day
Nailed it.
Yeah. Is push and pull. This card is going to be a limited bomb.
Yeah.
Like I really like this. In fact, I'd run this in a cube, my Ravnica cube. I was even assessing the mechanics of the cube earlier, and as weird as collect evidence is, I realized that will be strong in a Ravnica style cube with a heavy dredge mechanic, where you're pushing cards in your graveyard a lot.
Yep.
But give me a couple seconds because I'm going to fix this issue.
Card of the day. Combo breaker.
Fixed. There you go. The other part didn't happen. Don't go back. All right. So push and pull. Does anybody want to read this card, or you want me to read it?
Sure, I'll take
Sure.
it.
Go ahead.
All right, so we have a split card here. It's called Push and Pull. On the left side, Push is a 2 mana sorcery for 1 generic and an Orzhov that says destroy target tap creature. That's pretty sick. And then on the right hand side, we have Pull, which is 6 mana CMC. We got 4 generic and 2 Rakdos. And it's also a sorcery that says put up to 2 target creature cards from a single graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. They gain haste until end of turn. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. That's awesome.
Oh hell yeah! I read this card and dude, my limited pants just fell off. You know, this is awesome.
Wow. They reached their limit and just couldn't hold up anymore, huh?
Right? Well, because recursion is a very powerful mechanic, and late game, I think 6 mana is appropriate for this card because you're effectively paying 3 mana for each creature coming back into play.
Yeah.
You know,
And go ahead. Sorry.
Based on how the game goes, you know, with the removal, because if you have like 3 of these in a limited deck, which is kind of reaching out there, like stretching it, but even in a standard deck, like a standard game, you know, if you have 4 of these, you can use the push side like once or twice, and on a big creature your opponent has, or your creature dies in combat, and you can get them back. You know, you get to choose which graveyard to choose from because it's from a single graveyard. So I don't think you can choose 1 card from each graveyard, but 2 cards from a single graveyard. This can bring back some late game threats when you really need to get that important swing in. And I think this card rocks.
Okay.
Yeah, the utility of it's up there.
Yeah.
And can I also say ETBs with this on the pool side?
Oh, yeah. ETBs will be amazing. But the fact that it has haste, I really like the fact that they stapled haste on it. Because they could, because like I've seen versions of cards like this where you made a card and you sacrifice it in a turn and you have to. There's like one card I can't think of it. It's back old school days before they figured out Magic, where you reanimate a card.
A lot of a lot of the mono black reanimate spells didn't add haste. That's definitely more of a red effect.
Right. So this is totally cool, totally awesome. And TCG dude, after I picked this card, because I picked this card in the morning when I saw it, like when I first set the thing up, shared a couple cards. I'll be card of the day tomorrow, or cards of the day. I liked it. I saw the 2 cards he shared, and I'm like, I know that very well. I never played it, but I played against it. But anyways, card of the day, push and pull. Like if you have a cube, get a copy of this. I plan on getting a copy of this.
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely a good card. I mean, I wish there was an instant speed, but they're not.
The push would be fine as an instant speed, but I think it's solid as a sorcery. I mean that's like for like black, destroying a creature is usually instant speed, but for white, destroying a creature is usually sorcery speed. It's usually the exile part that's like exile cards are instant.
Right.
But now for the picture of the day, I on Facebook, I think I found a secret stash. It's a Facebook page called Coffee, and they share coffee memes. So I will be able to find memes a lot easier. And I found this. Hell yeah. No talking before coffee.
Well, one thing about this picture, sometimes I don't have coffee, so that leaves me out. I mean, I guess I'm not going to be able to talk.
Yep. Sometimes you need that coffee to wake you up. Because, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Yeah. Even though I usually drink Great Value brand coffee. Great Value is pretty good coffee. I won't lie. So, it's like I've had better coffees in my life, but Great Value, the Walmart brand, a lot of the products, not all of them, have really crept up in quality, and I think their coffee is one of them. Their second one is Oreos. Their Walmart brand Oreos are pretty good.
Well, for me, I don't know what kind of coffee I drink because the women here they buy all the groceries and the coffee and stuff, so I just drink coffee on whatever kind it is. I don't know what kind.
Yep. Yeah, coffee's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I do the grocery shopping and the cooking in my household. So yeah, I actually just got Folgers for the first time in a long time the other day because the old lady went on a Costco's trip with her mom. And it was funny because I was like, yeah, this tastes like crap compared to our off-brand stuff I normally get.
Right.
So, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, Folgers, like I've had Folgers before. To me, it tastes about the same as Great Value.
I mean, like I said, different strokes for different folks. For me personally, man, I don't know what it is. Maybe I got a bad batch. Maybe the seal was off on mine or something, and the coffee's a little stale. Or maybe I need to clean my coffee pot. Who knows? But it just has a different flavor. It's like the low point midlife crisis at an NA meeting coffee flavor. Nobody wants that.
What's funny is my brother-in-law is like a coffee connoisseur, and he likes buying those really strong coffees. Like he likes buying those like strong brewed coffees, and I like my coffee strong. But somehow I still make my coffee stronger than his expensive brand. Not only does the coffee pot have a setting to make strong coffee, but I put enough coffee to make the whole thing taste really good. Because like I like seasoning my coffee or flavoring my coffee, whatever you want to call it, like flavoring it. But when I do, I still like the taste of coffee. I'll drink the coffee black and still enjoy it, but I like the flavoring in it, and I like tasting the coffee. Unlike my sister, who thinks like 2 teaspoons of coffee go in like a cup of creamer, I really like a well-balanced mix. Oh man, my sister, man, she creamers and sugars up her coffee like crazy.
I do not doubt this.
You know what's interesting? Stevia. We buy the generic brand of stevia, which is a diabetic friendly sugar. It's like not sugar, but it's but
Yeah,
sweetener.
yeah. It's a pseudo sugar.
I like that a lot better than sugar. Regular sugar. Like I've had regular, like when we run out of stevia, we have like baking sugar in the cabinet, and I use a little bit of that sugar in my coffee. For some reason, the flavor, maybe I'm used to the stevia now, but the flavor of sugar is just too strong and too syrupy when it like melts in the coffee. It's strange. All right. All right. All right. All right. We got comments. James. Whoop, whoop. Oh, man. James Willis want to read it. You're funny. Those flavor crystals make it taste weird. Yeah. Yeah, flavor crystals. Yeah, you're right. Now, for the topic of today, we're going to cover the monologue part. I think we're comfortable enough. So, unlocking the idea that Magic the Gathering cards can be cheap is the title of the thing. But once I go through this monologue, you realize I went through a bipolar rant. Unlocking the idea of Magic the Gathering cards can be cheap. Magic is a growing game, growing into millions of players and selling millions of product. It is hard to simplify the numbers. Trying to print to demand is rough. Trying to print limited product is hard. Who do you satisfy, the collector or the player? The collector will boast the value of the game, and the player will boast the fun of the game. The challenges persist in the profitability of the game. While satisfying the entire collector and player base as a whole, now the struggles emerge with product pricing increasing and what the common MTG player collector is willing to pay. In the whole dilemma, it is okay for cards to be cheap in the secondary market. Now, I believe Wizards of the Coast is trying to find the sweet spot of offering collectible cards and have cheap regular cards. So as they figure that issue out, and I say figure that issue out kind of sarcastically, take advantage of the cheap cards on the market today. If you can afford them, buy them, get them, especially as a player base. But be wise before buying cards. Think of all the cards are cheap, and before you think all cards are cheap, a good way to understand and assess the value of a card is to know how good a card is in multiple formats, especially between Commander, Standard, and Modern. And I think a possible solution for the future for fairing out the value of Magic cards as a whole is putting more focus on the formats people love to play and making these formats healthy again. So, I think one of the struggles in the pricing and the market of the cards is the formats kind of struggle. Modern, I wouldn't say legacy because a lot cards barely push into legacy, but modern, standard, commander. Now, standard is one of their healthier formats, and there's other formats I'm not listing. Like Pauper, Explorer, Historic. But I think as an old person like me, I think of modern, standard, and commander as like the three main heads of Magic. And I know a lot of people are complaining about modern, and this ain't just me just throwing stuff in the wind. It's just a lot of people said after like Modern Horizons 2 came out, it really effed the format, like really just took over. And then it's hard for standard product to push in. Hey, Gaming Bob, what's up? What's up, Hibbley? Miss Hibbley. Maxwell House and Duncan Hines. Nice.
You talking about being old? I'm the oldest one here.
Right. So I think the step Wizards should be taking is focusing on the formats, because cards will be cheap if there's no demand, right?
Right.
And I think TCG dude can agree. If there's no demand for a card, it's not going to be expensive at all.
That's typically the case.
Right? So I think the healthier format and the more cards are viable to play in those formats, I think there will be more demand for some certain cards, because certain cards in standard are going to be good. Certain cards in modern will be good. Like one example we can say that as a prime example to show how powerful demand for a card could be is looking at Children of the Apocalypse, where she's like almost $100 card because she's good in Commander, she's good in Standard, she's good in Modern, and who knows, what
She
other
checked
format.
many boxes.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Bob says, "I believe this is a terrible direction WotC's going. They are dancing with the devil, fixing what's not broken." Right? That's a good point there too, because
Yeah.
I think they're trying to push a market that they're not putting the right focus on, and I think what you're saying is good. Do you want to hop on the show, Bob? We'll let you jump in if you want to speak your mind.
I think they need to focus on Standard.
Well, Standard is the one main format you play, right? So that makes sense. And they do need to put a focus on Standard. They need to kind of fix Standard. In fact, I think one of the biggest mistakes they made lately, and don't call me wrong, but you can disagree, is they stretched Standard to be a 3-year format. They made the card pool too large for a Standard format, if you ask me.
Yeah, but reason I understand why they did it, because Standard cards rotate too quick.
Right. Well, 2 years. So one thing I missed, and even if they did the 3-year, even if the 3-year thing was working, they need to bring back the core set. They need to define to people what Standard is. Like some of the sets I was looking at when I was building my Standard deck, there's some things that stretched out too far. No, there's no block saying this is where the Standard starts. There's no block saying this is where Standard ends. Even though we know Standard just goes on to the latest Standard block, but there's like no thing out there. And one thing Arena makes confusing is when you open cards and cards pools and they give you packs. They give you packs that are legal in Standard. They give you packs legal in Historic. Usually they give you packs legal in Standard most of the time, but sometimes they give you Historic packs, and you're like, is this legal in Commander? They make it a little confusing. Yeah. And I think that affects the player base. And the race to the best deck, right? The race to the best deck in Standard, especially, you ignore a lot of cards and you just try to focus on the best cards. Whereas someone like you, Billy, who likes to build decks on the regular, will try different cards to try them out. But not everybody's like that. That makes it unique. Well,
one thing about Arena, on those packs, they're all Standard, but there might be one card in there, like let's say this to an archive, might be in that pack, that digital pack that you get on Arena. The other cards are always Standard legal.
Yeah, they certainly don't make it consistent across the board for their formats, digital or on paper. I was just thinking of a probably simplistic and maybe a little stupid of an analogy, but like, I think of nature, right? You think of a dandelion and how simple a dandelion is. It's just the stalk and the little flower bud on top of it, right? A couple little pretty leaves. And then you compare that to a tree, which is like, a cousin of a plant, right? They're in the same plant genus, if you will, right? But a tree is so bushy and complicated with its many branches, and it's just kind of a lot more to process and look at. And I was making this example the other day when I think on this show, maybe on the roundtable, when I went to a Standard event at LGS and bumped into a Yu-Gi-Oh player who was interested in Magic, and we had an exchange with one of the shop clerks, and it was just a little overwhelming with all the stuff he was talking about between the different formats, the colors, combos, choices, yada yada. It was just a little too much. So I really think that what you said earlier with bringing back Standard sets is a good idea. I personally like core sets. The Core 21 was a banger of a set.
Oh, that was a amazing set. And it was funny. I always forget about that set too. When it comes to looking for cards, I always forget about it. But every time I see like Planeswalkers and some cards from that set, I'm like, oh, that was a good core set. Like Liliana was pretty badass in that set.
One thing I think that these shops should do, if for a new player, is when a new player comes in, shops should not tell the new player about every format. Get them on to something like maybe standard, and then teach them how to play the game. Then wing them off. Then, if they are interested in other formats, introduce one format at a time to them.
Right.
See what
I
their
can see what
interest
you're
is,
saying, Hillbilly.
then it won't be so overwhelming.
Right.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying. However, there probably has to be a certain level of like self-responsibility to learn the game and to like mingle with other people that are maybe at the store, not just the employees. Because like I don't know what their policy is at LGS's for employees taking time to teach people the game. I mean, maybe they have like inventory and sales and other things to do. I don't know. I haven't worked at an LGS, but yeah. I guess peopling is a little hard sometimes. It can be a little nerve-wracking walking up to a stranger and saying, "Hi, can I play some Magic with you?" and not even know their name. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right. So really quick, I want to add on to that. But really quick, Richard Duff says they need to not focus on EDH much. I agree they need to kind of step away from EDH a bit, but also right now it's their flagship entry-level format, which is tough to negotiate.
I think that's a crock of crap, to be honest with you, because 1v1 Magic is very more simplistic, like game of chess. Hey, can you imagine playing political chess?
Right. No, I get what you're saying.
That would be so lame.
Because of the COVID and lockdown, Commander became so huge, it became their entry level, which is weird. And it's good in one way, but yeah, it's dominated the minds of WotC for sure. Now, if we can get back to design philosophy that reigned supreme in 2016 and earlier, we would have a chance for a long, healthy future Magic, but they won't. I like that idea. Yep. So, what I wanted to add on to TCG players, I just want to cover Rich because he had a couple good points, is like the best thing I think shops could do is put up a couple signs, maybe, that say, "Here's your sign." No, I'm kidding. Put up a couple signs or something, like maybe WotC should like make promotional posters saying, "Hey, talk to the players, like you're new, talk to the players." Because they should really push for the meta of stores, because I know some stores are like more modern based and some stores are more standard based, some stores are more commander based, on the meta who plays there. And try to open the friendly gate for people to discuss, because as Andrew said once, Stace Sword, the best way to get into Magic in your area is if you go to your local game store, talk to the meta, learn what they know, because what they know can help you decide if you want to get in the game. Plus, they know the format's better, and that'll help you learn the product you want to buy.
Right.
Because stores, like local game stores, get a lot of product, and they don't know what to sell to people. They know what the hottest product is. It should be better. Like the store owners can't be like, "Oh, this guy was asked for Magic." Well, we got Modern Horizons. You want to buy Modern Horizons? Like this person doesn't know doesn't know about it, doesn't know what standard, and they're like, "Oh, Modern Horizons." Prices of packs might joggle people. If you're trying to get in Commander, people who don't know Commander, but their meta is Commander, and they say, "I want to buy some Magic product," and they start offering draft packs of Murders of Karlov Manor. They'll be like, they'll throw them off. I think the meta of a format the meta in a game store should be highlighted by the store to get people to ask questions, because an entry level player, you need to reach their level. You remember Cookie Dude used to be on here asking the questions that we wouldn't think of because he's a newbie, So I think that same thought process should be taken in consideration when dealing with wanting to get into Magic as a new player.
You know what we could do, just for like a part of the conversation's sake? We could look up a LGS in any three of our areas here and check their events calendar and see what they actually have listed. You know what I'm saying? To see what kind of support they have going on. I know there's 3 at least in my town, and one of them is the WPN store. They just did the RCQ yesterday.
Right.
So yeah, they definitely have support for that kind of stuff.
Right. All right. See, well, if you can pull that up, that'd be awesome because I don't know where to look for that right now. Then we'll share it and I'll let you steer that wheel.
Sure, bud.
That's why new players should be made aware of Commander Raids. It's very new player friendly, and we will teach them MTG. Yep. Gaming Bob, an idea is maybe create a Facebook page or a website for Commander Raids where you can start linking it and sharing people so they can invest it in it. Kind of like not as sophisticated, but kind of like D&D Beyond, where it's not really D&D altogether. Like sometimes it's kind of custom made D&D. Kind of do that with Commander Raids.
I
Have a place where people can look at. But you can definitely drop your Discord link in the chat.
All right. Well, I got the screen up whenever you're ready.
Woo! I see that Captain America shield right there.
Oh,
right.
Okay. You guys can see it now. Okay, so this place is called Bosco's. It's actually been open since 1984 or something like that for a while. It's not been in this building. This is a recent move, maybe the last 5 to 8 years or so. They definitely got a lot of inventory, a lot of different nerd culture stuff. So if we just go to events, they've actually opted to use a Google Events calendar.
Yeah.
I wish I could make this bigger. I don't know if me zooming will make it bigger for y'all. Does that make it bigger for y'all?
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So they actually have support for a lot of different things going on. So what's today? Today's 21st. Oop. I guess that did cut it off just a little bit. There it is. All right. So today they're going to do Magic Festival in a box. So I don't know if y'all remember that secret layer. But they're going to be drafting the packs, the loose packs out of that. And then prize support should be the Dan Frazier artifacts. Yeah. Mystery Booster Convention Edition. Prize pack for participation. Any undefeated player earns the Relentless Rats non-foil secret layer promo from the con, right?
Yeah.
4 bonus mystery packs and the Dan Frazier's Mox Box Foil Etch Secret Layer drop. Yeehaw. Say that 5 times fast. Yeah. And in tandem with that, they're going to be running because that's limited to 8 players. Unfortunately, you had to basically win a previous event to get slotted into that, unfortunately. But that's still a premium kind of event, right? Is it not? Like that's $100 flipping secret layer at least, in addition to whatever you're drafting that you can take home. Like you could get a mana crypt out of that, theoretically. So,
Right. Theoretically.
Yeah. And then they have what I'll be attending later today, a Sunday draft. Their typical 1 p.m. $20 Sunday draft with standard packs, and that's okay, Maybe I can get a Shieldred. You never know. Yeah. So, all right. Enough about Magic. Sorry about that, guys. They're also going to be running Pokemon at the same time. Look at that. They got a Pokemon Sunday League. They got One Piece. They're supporting One Piece. And look at that. Look at that, Bob. Lorcana. 6 to 9. There it is. Yeah. And whatever Battletech is. I don't play that. The following day, they got Yu-Gi-Oh! And Standard. Let's see here. They got D&D for Wednesday. For Thursday, they got Warhammer, Flesh and Blood, and Canadian Highlander.
That's a little different than regular Commander, everybody.
TCG dude, go
up,
back
bro?
to the D&D.
Sure. All right. So
D&D with a beginner table and more. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Teaching them how to play D&D.
Yeah, exactly. And if
That's
you
great.
can DM, let somebody know. And then, of course, we got Friday night Commander Pods. That's at this LGS. That's what they like to do typically on Friday night because Commander's so hot. That's why I actually go to the other LGSs on Friday nights to draft to do standard and stuff. Some sealed or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, $7 just to play Commander for a night. 3 rounds, 60 minutes each, 3 to 4 player pods. Everybody gets a $4 pity pack, and then each round gets $4 additional dollars. Get a promo pack if you play with a deck that matches the monthly theme. So they'll do stuff like, award systems like get the first player kill, or have 50 life, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another One Piece sealed. Wow, One Piece sealed. So it looks like that's One Piece maybe constructed. And then we got sealed here. So the point being is that you never know, just because you may not like get yourself in the store doesn't mean that these people or places don't have their information available and out there. So
One thing I was thinking about, because stores have these counters. Like, in fact, Game Grid in North Ogden, Utah. I don't know if they have it anymore, but when they were a smaller store, they'd have like a dry erase board with their weekly schedules. Or monthly schedules of events and stuff, but which is cool because people be like, oh, what's this? What's a good time to come in? And I remember someone asking about getting into standard, and Jamie, the store owner, was pointing to the board and says, well, on this day, this is F&M, and he's like, you can jump in on this day if you're available, and if you come in like an hour before, we usually have people here who can kind of walk you through, and teach you the ropes. And, someone usually has a deck you can borrow, or teach you or tell you what's good cards to play and all that.
That's actually a really good point toward this, is that sometimes LGSs will actually have in-house decks just in case somebody shows up and forgot their bag or like has a friend that is learning. But so that's cool that you say that.
Cool.
Right. Then there was another store down the road. I won't name because I didn't really care for the story.
Okay.
But they actually had a neat program for new people. So if you're new to standard, they'd give you this little punch card, and every five F&Ms you went to, because you paid like $3 an F&M at the time. Every five F&Ms you went to, you got a free draft. Punch.
Bro, that's like a coffee punch card, but better.
Right? And it was a one-time deal, really. Because they knew you're in the standard to give you it. You every time you come in, you get a punch. You play standard, right? You get a free draft. Then they had the computer system there in Mount Log. If you were like a regular player, and if you won like three Friday Night Magics in a row, you got a free draft at the end of the month. So
cool.
Well, that seems a little less rewarding. I would hope for like, I guess there was no collector's packs at the time, but maybe like a fat pack or something like that. Maybe store credit was good enough.
Like it worked in that area. It worked in that store because it kept bringing people back and trying to play Magic and trying to be better. Because the coming in for 5 F&Ms, getting a free draft, was basically let someone learn the game, teach the game, play the game. And if we're going in 5 times, they got a free draft. Then every 3 F&Ms you topped, right, for the pro players, they got a free draft, right? And it worked because it pushed people to engage with the game, learn the game. People came and buy product. I mean, Jamie at Game Grid was a master at selling product, because he knew how to reach the new players. But he also had a better run store. He didn't need that punch card deal. But he's one of the guys who honored the system. If you brought him 4 packs, not 3, but 4 packs, you could trade those packs in for a draft. So, because the store got to make money, and they just turn around and sell the packs, and it could have been any packs. So if they're doing a standard draft, you just bring them 4 packs, you get a step in the draft.
I don't think I'd ever take loose packs from anybody like that. Like, you never know; they could be tampered, bro.
Oh, not anymore. But back then, it was more of an honest system, and it worked. And because what people would do, like a couple of my friends would do. They would, because a couple of my friends are like really good F&M players and stuff. They'd take their pack winnings, trade it in the store for drafts.
All right, that's definitely one way to do it. You know, I've been thinking about flipping some of my winnings, to be honest with you. But for this year, for my first year of actually going out and being in the community, right at the LGSs, doing the grind, I kind of want to have a little, photo album, so to speak, to look back at and be like, yeah, I remember that event. Oh yeah, I drafted that. That was awesome.
Right. It's
Yeah.
almost like if you had a camera, a little small GoPro camera and stuff, you could probably vlog this.
So that is a thing. There's this whole like privacy thing now. Now, I did ask one of the LGSs if they didn't mind, if I kind of did pack openings and yada yada in there, and they were okay with it. But I'm not gonna like full on like act like I'm being sponsored by them or you better come in here yada yada yada. I was like no. That's not the focus of the channel.
You know what you
But
should
yeah,
do?
showing everybody all the action going on would be great. Maybe even doing some like pannings of the shelves and like, oh my goodness, look at these overpriced cards.
You know what you could do, and I think you should do. I've done this once before, but it's been a while, so you'd have to dig for the video. But go in the store, ask them if they would mind if you just like filmed around the store their products and stuff, and work to make a little commercial for them that you can post on your channel, so people on YouTube who are looking for places in your area can look up on YouTube. They can get a little tour of the store and see the store, and it'll be fun, and that would open up a relationship and more of a rapport between you and the store if it worked out.
Well, that's definitely an avenue I could explore.
It could be a doorway to a future sponsorship, or just fun. Like I did that with Turtle Power Games when they first opened up, which is way out of the way where I can't go there at all. But way out of the way, Turtle Power Games. I'm like, hey, do you mind if I'm like asked the guy, I'm like the store owner wasn't there, but someone else was there who asked the store owner over a phone call. I asked him, hey, do you mind if I just film around the store and make a little commercial for YouTube? And they called up and they're like, yeah, you can. We don't mind. I'm like, hell yes, I did. But looking at the time, Hillbilly.
All right.
Yeah. First of all, well, we don't have an intro for the deck of the day. So I'm trying to think I'm still waiting on these video clips and this stuff to come in so I can put this little intro together for the sponsorship of the segment. But the deck of the day, the deck of the day. This is me singing a song. That's right. Boom. Boom. There we go. Let me go here. Let me blow that up. Boom. So the deck of the day. I think we might have covered this deck, but it's upgraded from before. It's Thraximunder, which I would like to get a prettier version of that Thraximunder. This is actually one of my own decks. So this deck has Lily of the Veil in it. That was a pack fresh Lily. I was happy when I pulled it. Painful Quandary for discard outlets. It's kind of funny that the discard outlet is a Painful Quandary, but I just love that card. There's a lot of draw in this deck, but a lot of what do you call it? The draw is more situational. You got Corpse Augur. You got Dark Tutelage, which this card is house, even though it did 8 damage to me the other day. Demonic Tutor, pack fresh. Horrorwing Scab, Liliana the Standard Bearer, Midnight Reaper, Monastery Siege. This is a budget card that if you're running blue decks that need draw like consistently, this one loots at a good advantage. Grab this card. Obnixilis Reignited is a draw ability, but also a removal spell. Phyrexian Arena, because I love Phyrexian Arena. Sensei's Divining Top, because I got lucky getting that card. And Undead Augur. Yeah, that's a draw section. And here we got some anthems. And because this is a zombie-based deck with an evil twist. We got Cemetery Reaper, Death Baron, Diagraph Captain, Liliana's Mastery, which creates 2/2 tokens. There's a zombie token theme in this deck. Lord of the Accursed, Undead War Chief. Whoop whoop. And there's this lonely, soulless one just chilling out here. Thank you, James Willis. James Willis gave me a couple sweet cards for here. For the ramp, I got Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Curiosity. I'm missing a Talisman for actually Soul Ring, Rooftop Storm. I think that's funny they call it ramp, but that card is just busted. And that was actually in the pre-con for the Decayed Zombie deck. Chromatic Lantern is in here, and Arcane Signet. Hell yeah. You got Swiftfoot Boots and Lightning Greaves for protection and haste. You got a handful of recursion here. You got Animate Dead, Beacon of Unrest, Gravespawn Sovereign, which is insanely nuts when he's active. Liliana's Death Majesty, which is a token generator and reanimator. Lord of the Undead, pretty solid card. Thank you, James Willis. Necromancy, thank you, James Willis. Man, he really spiced up this deck. Necromancy is really powerful. Patriarch's Bidding. Reanimate, hell yeah. Rise from the Grave. Whoop whoop. You notice a lot of the reanimation spell can target any graveyard. That's what I like about it. Yeah, Cedrus the Treader King. This card is insane. I don't want to get too much into it. I got Tomb Tyrant, which should be over in the Anthem section, but it's recursion all the same. Pretty good. And Zombie Apocalypse, because there's a zombie thing. Now, you'll notice this section over here is token generators, Army of the Damned, which I Dark Tutelage the other day and did 8 damage to me. Cleaver Scab and Endless Ranks. Now, the point of the deck, besides zombies, is all in this removal section right here. Look at that. 18 removal spells.
Wow.
TCU dude must be proud. In fact, if you look at the
I'm back now. What happened?
I said there's 18 removal spells in this deck. And I said TCG dude must be proud.
Oh my goodness.
Right? So you notice out of all the deck, this is the most expensive section of the deck. That's because a couple cards, because they put board wipes in here, which is weird.
Are you talking about expensive as in mana value or monetary?
like up top, you see the prices of the sections. Like the land base is $51.90, which the land base is a little improving, but the most expensive section of the deck is removal because it's $85.
Okay.
You get Aether Spouts, an underrated little combat trick.
Yeah, actually, I want to slot that into my modern mill on the jank sideboard. To be honest with you,
Nice. Yeah, Cast Down, Damnation. You got Deadbringer Thoctor, Dictative Erebos, which is pretty nuts. Fleshbag Marauder, a lot of sacrificing going on in this deck. Gix's Command, Foil and Pack Fresh. Go for the Throat because it's solid. Grave Pact, Hero's Downfall, Ingrick's Wake, because I love those asymmetrical board wipes. Merciless Executioner, Plague Crafter, Ravenous Rotbelly. This card is so insane. Shieldred, Slave of Bolas, Slum Ranger, and Terminate. Now you'll notice like over half of the removal spells are sacrifice alphabets or sacrifice cards. That's to feed Thraxamunder. And man, this deck runs pretty good. They could always use a tad bit more fixing. Like I know I need a little more mana fixing to fix up the ramp, the land base, but we don't go through the land base. But that, my friends, has been the deck of the day.
Cool.
Because I try to keep that segment short. Boom, 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 boom. That's possible. Sorry. I was on the other page. I couldn't see your comment. I like that this deck has both Lightning Greaves and Sofa Boots. That is the Forest combo. Yep. Run, Forest, run. All right. Whenever I had to get somewhere, I was running. See where that went. All right. Sorry, I was laughing. And I realized how dorky my laugh sounded. Now, Hillbilly.
Yep.
All right, it's time to dig. We got to fix our mistake earlier, right?
Yep.
So, do you know what time of day it is now?
Easy card of the day.
No, but you'd think so.
Easy movers,
What?
Top 5 standard cards going up. You got Herberask up 10%. That's a little movement. 1484. Herberask is seeing some play somewhere good. And he's good in Commander. He's good in Standard. And maybe he's seeing some play in Modern. I have no clue there. But 1%. Finally, just at a flat even 95% dollars. You got Children of the Apocalypse. 2%, 33.94. Meat Hood Massacre is seeing some massive pricing still. Is this banned in a format? I think it is.
Standard.
Plus 16% is a pretty good movement. 426 got March of the Swirling Mist. Ooh. And at 40.95, can't believe this card is so expensive. Plus 2%, Mondrak Glory Dominus. Now, top 5 cards going down 4%. This card is starting to see slow after his slow creep for a while. Shattered Sanctum. Up down 10% at 873. Tribute to the World Tree. Just needs to chill. Need to chill. 3 green pips is kind of expensive for a basic card. All right. Down 1% to $45.10. I got Access Soul Cauldron. This card is making waves in both modern and standard and historic. So pretty good. That's both, and I listed 3 formats. I'm sorry. Down 7% at 875. We got Ozolith, the Shattered Sphere. Whoop whoop. And down 6%, 734. We got Adakar Waste. Adakar Waste just chilling there, just chilling. Now, top 5 modern cards going up. Plus 48%. What a climb this might be. Just a little spike at 16.99. You got Greater Good. Greater Good just chilling. This might be momentary, so don't trust this exactly X. 48% is a huge crease for no reason. Plus 12%, 48.99. You got Uborg, Truma, Yawgmoth. That card is creeping up. Plus 5%, 42.18. You got Blightsteel Colossus dealing some awesomeness there. Plus 6%, 32.85. We got S%. No, chilling. Just chilling. Then plus 8%, 19.99. We got Magus of the Moon. That's chilling. And a big mover, 12 plus 12% at 725 is Phyrexian Crusader. Hell yeah. Cool. Top 5 cards going down. Down 5%, $35. We got Wonderwine Profits. The Merfolk decks are probably buying this out in Commander and Modern. Down 8%, 1924. You got Greater Oromancy just chilling. Down 7%, 1709. You got Shizo's Death Storehouse. Check that out. Whoop whoop. Down 5%, 1513. We got Ashia Auroric Champion. And down 11% at 640. You got Dark Slick Shores. Just seeing a little movement downwards. Then a notable thing down here. Down 6% at 79. You got Flame Fulisade. Whoop whoop. And my friends, that has been the Movers and Shakers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Woo! Now time to relax. We're at the end portion of the show. Time to chill. Any last minute thoughts that you have?
No. I just think these LGSs need to help these new players instead of, throwing everything at them.
Well, to be fully honest, it's been a while since I've been to a very active LGS to be know all about it. All I know is LGSs need to find a way to make a mark so Wizards pays attention to them more. Instead of handing them derpy little cards saying, here's a pat on the back for having F&M players. Here's a 50-cent reprint. Foily, full art, no good or maybe good for showing up. Yeah. Wizards needs to show appreciation for the store, but the stores are fighting against Amazon. The Amazon dump, so the Amazon sells, the direct sales for Wizards. It's really difficult.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It is. Oh man, you all right there, TC dude?
Yeah, bro. During the duration of this show, I've been pricing out my secret layer binder. I've been pretty much steady getting the bundles, the non-foil bundles, typically, as much as possible over the last couple of years. And yeah, my Ultra Pro 9-pocket binders is just about full. Yeah.
You know, it'd be a neat idea,
Hmm.
and I don't think they would implement it, but they should. Is if you could bundle cards on TCG Player, be like, here's like 5 cards I'm selling for this allotted price. Then you could be like near mint, near mint, near mint, near mint, whatever. If they're all near mint, just like bundle them. So if people want that bundle of cards, you'd be like, bomb. Or sell sets of cards. Like say you only have 2 of a good card, but to get alone, they're not worth paying the price for, but together they're worth a little bit more. You'd be like, here's 2 cards, buy those.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of do that already. So on my eBay store in the past, I would sell play sets. So like I like to get foreign cards, right? So there'd be times where I had like Land of War Elves, right? Like a play set of Japanese Land of War Elves. Anybody that wants to, bling out or flex with a Mana Dorks or an elf deck, may be interested in that. So I'd post it up for like $5, even though they're like 25 to 50 cents a piece. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just a little bit of a markup there. Plus the eBay cut. Oh man. So I actually kind of stopped selling on eBay because of how extreme their cuts are. But TCG players, not much better at 10%. I'm going to be honest with you, which I guess is a good like segue into some good news for your boy. TCG. Maybe I said this on Friday and I forgot. But yeah, man, I'm a level 4 seller on there now.
Yeah, you did,
dog. Yeah, so
that's so awesome.
Hell yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. So that's part of the reason why I'm like working on my inventory right now to make sure I have everything up to snuff, so I don't have any issues with returns or conditions.
Right.
Well, that is awesome, though.
Heck yeah.
And eBay is kind of messing up their own deal there. Not only do they take a bigger cut, eBay takes a big cut out of your profits. Now they lowered the bar how much money you make is distributed to the IRS, so you're taxed even heavier nowadays.
Yes, that is true. I could have sworn that I heard some rumors that that's like on delay for the moment, but I wouldn't bet the farm on a rumor.
There's a guy called Commonwealth Picker. I wouldn't ever thought I'd say his name on my channel. Commonwealth Picker, who covers the thing. They're actually looking at readjusting that, because when they implemented that, it was because of the COVID frenzy where all of us people jumped onto eBay to resell, and people were selling like over thousands of dollars worth of product and not being taxed for it.
Right.
Yep. But anyways, now it is the fun part of the show. We're going to have Hillbilly Shill.
All right, today on the agenda, I'm planning on doing another commander game at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time, as always. And this is every day. I'm going to be doing this. And if you want to join, all you got to do is get at me in the Discord, or send me a DM in Discord, and I'll send you a link to join the spell table so we can play some Commander.
Oh yeah, yeah. And don't forget.
And also, if there is new cards spoiled on Mythic Spoilers, there will be a stream later on today of the new cards that they spoil on Mythic Spoiler. And if you want to jump in on the stream with that with me, everybody's more than welcome to jump in on that stream with me.
Yeah. And don't forget to subscribe to Hillbilly. Help push those numbers. His next goal mark is, how many subscribers are you looking for?
400.
And he's doing a giveaway of 400 subscribers. And you can subscribe to me too. I like subscribers. Now time for TC Dude. Want to chill a little bit?
Hey, yeah, man. I'm just another Magic homie in the community, just trying to get in the mix and doing the drafts and the standards. And as far as online presence, you'll catch me on Twitter, x.com. Just, spreading the magic, love, and the news. And if you want to game with me online, I do Arena and MTGO. Hit me up either in the DMs on Twitter for my tag or in the various Discords.
Woo. And I have nothing to show. I'm on my weekend. Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays. I really don't do much on those days other than the morning show. So Wednesday is supposed to be a full roster morning show, Prime Tortoise and Metroid Prime, which we can't really far on. Then also on Thursdays, do the morning show, round table later on. Fridays, we do morning show, sometimes a surprise stream in the middle, and we do Metroid Prime at night at 8 p.m. Then Saturdays we try to do the morning show and have a 8 p.m. Commander game. Sometimes it doesn't go through, but usually we get a good following because we love playing games of Commander, and I find it all awesome. Find you awesome.
I would like to add one thing. My Discord link, if you're not part of my Discord, it's in the chat there.
Nope, it's in the chat right there. It's down there. It's in the chat right there. Yeah. All right. All right, everybody. I want to thank you for showing up. Everybody in chat, James Willis, Bob, Rich Dubs, everybody showed up. You guys are awesome, amazing, cool. Mrs. Hillbilly, thank you for showing up. Dark Master Gaming, thank you for showing up. You guys are amazing. I want to thank you, Hillbilly, for showing.
Anytime.
TC Dude, thank you.
Anytime, dude.
Anytime when you're available, you're always welcome to the show.
Shockwave! What is your command, Megatron?
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for evil fun.
Fear not, Megatron.